It's revenge. I expect him 1,000% to beat him on a tight points win. 1,000%, my brother, 1,000%.
1,000% on a tight points win.
Yeah, he wins. He wins. But it's tight. It's tight.
Very tight.
Andy Ruiz knows he can beat him. So he's going to be hungry all the way through if he gets all that way. He's going to be hungry. Believe me, Anthony Joshua will get hurt, but he'll get the win.
The camp went great, you know what I'm saying? People think that, you know, just because he got a little money that he splurged a little bit, but he was in the gym every day. And, you know, he beat Anthony without any preparation the first time. So you gave the man preparation. I mean, even if it was, you know, a couple weeks, it was more than what he had for the first fight. So, and he's a fighter by nature, you know what I'm saying? That's who he is. You know, he's not made up or anything. As you can see, he's a big guy, and that's the way he's been fighting since he was young, you know? He's been in the World Championships. He's been, you know, he's a fighter. So I think it's going to be very hard, especially now that he has the confidence and he knows, you know, what to expect. I think it's going to be very hard to beat that man on that night.
Трудно сказать. Энтони хороший боксер, я думаю, предусмотрел все свои ошибки, которые сделал, и бой построить по-другому. Но и Энди сейчас на взлете, ему хочется, я не знаю, трудно сказать.
Well, it's always difficult to say for me. I think that Joshua, you know, he changed some things, you know, and you know he done some kind of homework, you know, after his defeat, you know, but at the same time, really, you know, really difficult to make a prediction for this.
I'm expecting perhaps an Anthony Joshua that's going to try to come out and box and keep him on the outside. And Andy should, you know, this is the 8th round of the last fight. This is the way I see it, and this is what I've told Andy. This is the 8th round, man. You got to get inside. First of all, this isn't your show. This is your, you know, this isn't your promoter. You know, if we had it our way, we'd probably be fighting in California or Las Vegas somewhere, right? So we got to get through this fight in order to have, you know, things change. So this isn't his show. We understand he's not the favorite. You know, understand he's the underdog again, but that's fine with us, because if we did it once, we did it the first time, we can do it again, and so we're hopeful that you know, that come Saturday night we live up to the challenge, and then you know he's still the heavyweight champion of the world.
The main event looks fascinating because no one really knows what's going to happen. I don't have a hell of a clue. So it could be, just could be, that quantum moment that you look back. I think I tend to look back over my career because I'm getting old. But Eddie at 40, I think when he looks back on his career when he's 50, he may pinpoint 2 or 3 of those times I've told you as being the time that boxing changed forever and became once again a mainstream sport.
You know, for me it's hard to not be an AJ fan. It's hard not to be a Ruiz fan. That's why I'm a boxing fan, because I love all these guys. And I gotta say, I think they're both such great guys. Incredibly tough guys, hard fighters. You know, I am saying I think AJ is going to win this fight. I'm giving him the nod, but that's not to discount Andy, and I'm not saying I want him to win. I'm just saying that's my prediction for the fight. But I love both guys. I mean, I actually had breakfast with Team Ruiz today, and you know, they're great guys, and Andy's a great guy. He's a humble guy. He's a tough guy. He's fought for everything he has, and he deserves this position. You know, and AJ's in a tough one, so the fans, I think, have a right to be nervous. There's no foregone. It's not a foregone conclusion. You know, I mean, look, I think this is just going to be a really classic bull versus matador fight. That's why I say, look, fight tall, you know, jab and grab, and that's what it should be. I think AJ should win this by doing that. It might not be the prettiest win, but it's better to win ugly than to lose pretty, right? So that's what he needs to do. If he does get the knockout, if it comes, fine. This time he's not going to overlook Ruiz. That's one thing for sure. Make mistakes, he might. We don't know. We don't know. No one knows until he steps in the ring and we see what happens on the night, right? But as far as the game plan, jab and grab, fight tall, control distance, he should win this fight.
Gut feeling, what do you think? Where are you sitting there? Don't sit on the fence as well, Josh. Don't sit on the fence.
No, never. AJ win. I think AJ victory. It's hard because I think that AJ is a different. The mentality is different now. He's got that hunger of a contender rather than a champion. Not that he didn't have it before, but I feel like this camp's gone well, and just hearing stories from camp and seems to be putting people on the floor. So
Any secrets you want to tell us there, Josh?
I don't have too much to tell, but I think that he's in a bit more of a killer mode than maybe he was before. There's a bit of a party atmosphere in New York, and it's not that right now.
Dave, I'm sensing from you, I'm sensing heart says AJ, head says Ruiz.
Listen, you've got to say that Ruiz is the favourite because of what happened. If you say that just because you like somebody, if you say, oh no, AJ is the favourite, then you're talking shit because what you're basing that evidence on. The evidence says Ruiz won convincingly. So going into an immediate rematch, you would say, because you've got nothing else to change your mind on, the evidence says that Ruiz is the favourite. So for me, I say it's about AJ pulling it off. But ask me, do I think AJ is going to pull it off? Yeah, I do. Because I think he's made the changes. I think he's got the mindset. And I think he's going to show the qualities. You don't do what he's done. People say that he's not fought anyone and stuff like that. When I hear people saying about his record, mate, look at the heavyweight division. Look at who Joshua's fought. And he's doing it while he's learning on the job. So he's got something about him that means he's a quality fighter. And the fact that he's added things to his game now, I expect him to go out there and put on the performances like.
Takes this one.
I think I'm going to go with Andy Ruiz, but I got to be honest, I really don't know who's going to win. I usually feel like I have a good hand on who's going to win, even though I'm wrong plenty, of course. This time, I just don't know. There's so many variables. I don't know where Anthony Joshua's psyche is at. I know where Andy Ruiz's psyche is at. He is so incredibly confident, and we're going to see if that carries into the fight. But I got to lean toward Ruiz just because he was the victor in June.
Until that bell rings, we don't know. But what I do know is that Anthony Joshua starts with a lot of disadvantages. You know, going into the immediate rematch is a difficult thing to do. Only 3 heavyweights in history, by the way, have won the immediate rematch. Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis and Floyd Patterson. Every other heavyweight that's tried to win an immediate rematch has been beaten. That tells you the extent of what Joshua's got in front of him. You know, I done the ring walk the other day as well. When you do the ring walk, it's about, from his dressing room, is a dark tunnel. And it goes and then it turns at the bottom and you straight away see the venue in the ring. But it's a long ring walk. Joshua's got to deal with all that. He's going to remember what the last fight was. He's going to remember what he was going through. You look at both of them as well. Joshua's slimmed down a lot, which tells you he's going to be trying to box his way in. Andy Ruiz looks exactly the same. We spoke to Ruiz and he said, you know what? It ain't broke, don't fix it. Why would I change anything? I won and won convincingly. Why do I want to change anything? Joshua's the one that's got to do all the changing. And I think he's changed to box this one, try and keep it long. And I think that's the wrong tactics. I truly do. I think Joshua needs to go out there, he needs to drill some shots home, let him know his boss, and then use educated pressure, move the head, which he was lacking last time. That's what he needs to implement. But I'm not sure he's going to do that. I hope that he does. Because if he does that, he wins. If he boxes on the back foot and tries to nick it long, I believe Ruiz will just get into a rhythm and he'll win the fight.
He's fired up, he wants to win, you know, and he wants to make sure that he wins those belts back. So the difference between him in this fight and the first fight is like miles apart. You still got to win. Like you don't just all of a sudden fancy it more and get in there and automatically win. It's a 50-50 fight. But he's so motivated, and I haven't seen him this motivated and pumped probably since the Klitschko fight. He's got that edginess about him. He's got that almost chip on his shoulder, where he feels like a challenger. He is the challenger. He don't have a belt. He's just the guy out there trying to win the World Heavyweight Championship. You know, and for years he was like top of the tree, everyone was coming for him, everyone was patting him on the back, you're the greatest, you're this, you're that. Now it's like, oh, you lost, you know, you're shit, you quit, you know, you ain't got nothing. So, sort of, almost same with the hair, it's almost like gone roadman, you know, like where he's like, you know what, I'm going back to what I was, which was that vicious motherfucker that's ready to fight. And I love seeing that in him, because then he becomes really difficult to beat, but anything can happen in this fight. And Ruiz is so confident because Ruiz is Ruiz, do you know what I mean? Turns up, smiles, let's go, let's fight. He's been doing it for years. It's a fascinating fight.
The bookies favour AJ again. Are we already again underlooking Ruiz?
I think the odds are crazy. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Like, you know, you've got a situation where you've got a guy who many people feel should win against a guy that's already won. You know what I mean? So to win the fight, and to knock a guy down 4 times and stop him, and then to be a massive outsider in the rematch is strange. But you will see a different AJ in this fight. Doesn't guarantee him to win, but I can't tell you how different it is in the build-up, in the prep, in the physique, the size, everything. Like, he's ready.